Are we able to change the layout?
You.
Let me see. I think it does its own thing, doesn't it?
Maybe.
I think it does its, yeah, let me just see. Yeah, gallery. Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna, we're gonna be two even squares until we start sharing.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right, so I'm gonna shut up and then you can open up.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to Midday Cafe with your host, Tyrelle Barnes.
And Mike Gannotti.
So what's going on, Mike? How's it been? It's been a while.
It has been a while. I think we've both been buried in stuff. I know I've been all things Copilot. I went to Brussels.
Wow.
Went to, presented out there. It's just been nonstop. Yesterday, I had 4 back-to-back Copilot presentations with no breaks in between.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's just exciting because so much is happening around that. Customers are super excited, and it's great to see how people are using this, the things they're doing, and just working with them to help them get value out of it.
Yeah.
So what about you? What have you been up to?
I have not as quite as I haven't crossed the pond. So Chicago, New York, but yes, so much excitement around Viva and Copilot and becoming a high performance organization, and so it's been really fun. So I'm excited. I know something that a lot of customers have been really eager are the bots, the Copilot bots they can build.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering when we might be able to build a Mike Gannotti bot.
I'm gonna hold off on that because I might get then you won't need me once you got that bot. We'll just get the bot. Who needs him? The bot looks better. It looks like a younger version. But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, I was on a call yesterday where we talked Copilot, and we were talking about Copilot for Microsoft 365, but it naturally led into those extensions and some key scenarios where very large, again, multinational org, and they were talking about wanting to query some of their other systems, including ServiceNow and different things with discrete views in via using Copilot, but in a custom instantiation. And so leveraging Copilot Studio to build those bots actually is not an overly complicated activity.
Wow.
So yeah, it's great stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff coming up, isn't there? You had some stuff you were going to talk about, some live events.
Yeah, there's I know we have a live event planned for April 17th in Charlotte, and we're going to have one in Chicago. I think we're finalizing the date, and then maybe some of the other larger cities as well. So we'll be sharing more information about that, how customers can attend.
What are they focusing on?
They're focusing on Viva and Copilot and high performance organizations, leveraging those. So yeah. And I think we're going to have some remote opportunities too. Don't you have a webinar series?
So yes, I do. But real quick, just to like that whole high performance. 2 weeks. I'm traveling to Atlanta to deliver at an EBC. That very topic.
Yep, we're gonna have a session there as well in Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh,
great.
Nice. So there's a series coming up that I'm not in all of it. I'm the organizer, and I will be presenting during one. But I'm going to share my screen if you don't mind, because I want to show it and kind of as we talk through.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
So let's go ahead. And
here we go. This is hot off the press, right?
Hot off the press, and evidently fairly popular hot off the press. So this is the series. It's if you go to aka.ms/HLSblog, that's aka.ms/HLSblog, and I'll put a link in the post. But you'll see there is a Copilot for Microsoft 365. We're calling it the Starter Series. And it's a series of webinars. And we just launched this post, and we already have 3,500, which is pretty good. So what the gist of these will be, you'll note that these are role-based sessions, right?
Oh, so meaning
Copilot,
like the persona.
the persona and use
Awesome.
cases. So this is what we wanted to do. We said, look, there's a lot of stuff, aspirational, informational, inspirational, many L's out there. And we said, we want to do educational around what you can do today with Copilot. So we've taken the various personas that you see here. We have HR, finance, clinician managers, executives, marketing, research, PMO, and IT. I just had a request yesterday, right after I launched this. What about legal? I'm like, okay, we will, but we have a limit. We're trying to get 8 out. We're going to do 1 a week starting March 11th, 12 noon Eastern. And they won't just be about the persona, and we're not just going to talk about it, but we're going to show use cases for each persona and then demonstrate them in real world. Because everything that we're going to show for these use cases is real world today, leveraging Copilot. And I know a lot of customers bought like the first 300 or whatever, and they're like, okay, I get that I can go into Word and do this, but what am I doing? And so many of the use cases that we're going to showcase actually are like around, just as an example, setting up a posting for a new hire, right?
Okay,
and then
awesome.
The follow-up, the hiring process and interview process, and then the onboarding. And each of those will involve walkthroughs of several, like you might start off in Copilot, the chat within Teams, right? You might start off in there with piece, and then you move from there into OneNote or Loop or Word or Outlook or whatever. But there's a whole flow to each and every one of the use cases, leveraging the power of Copilot, what's available today, and then leveraging that.
Well, I'm so excited to see that the first one is for HR. I was with an HR team from one of our strategic manufacturing customers earlier this week, and we were talking specifically about use cases. So this will be great.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm excited. It's the kind of thing I say, this isn't rocket science, but so many people have seen all the aspirational stuff, and then they go in and like, well, can't I do this? And so they have all these big ideas, which it's going to get there. But the reality is this is all new, and it is an ever evolving platform. And so in our early phases, will it do the whole world? No. But does it do some things that will save you? Like yesterday I was showing a real world to a customer, and they said, that one piece you just showed would save me more than 3 hours.
Yeah.
And just on that little activity that I do multiples a week.
Right. That's kind of the stuff that's really kind of boring and sucks your time, but you have to do it.
Yes.
And so that's a great way, actually, I think, to start to use it and get familiar with it as it becomes more capable.
Yeah. And it's getting grounded in it, leveraging it, because then you become savvy on your prompts.
Right.
You start to be able to do so much more. And like I said, it's also an ever evolving platform. I mean, we just announced it's coming to Notepad.
Wow.
It's going to come to everything. And as part of that, I know it's in preview, but some of our customers are already leveraging this part. And I can share this one, just a little teaser from the clinicians one, but there's much more applicability outside of that, is forms. And so forms, right? So we have enterprise surveying tool Glint, and we have Pulse, right, for managers. And they're all great tools, but a lot of customers may not have access to those yet. And so again, how do you start using Copilot right now? And one of our TSs who's going to be involved in all this, Chad Stout, I have to give him full credit. Chad, one morning, the day it appeared, I didn't even know I just seen the announcement. I didn't even know you could do this yet. He's like, pinged us in our internal channel. Everybody, you got to try this. And he had a prompt done. And it was to generate a survey for a team.
Wow.
And it was all about surveying people on the early access preview. And so I used his prompt that same day with a customer, and the person used some expletives in a positive manner, who had led their EA early access program for Copilot. He's like, why didn't I have this? I said, we just released it. This is the first time I've done it myself. And well, first day that I've done this, and it just has really resonated. So I thought I would show real quick leveraging forms in something though for clinicians, because I know you deal in both healthcare and life sciences and manufacturing, but the premise, even though I'm going to do this clinician focused, it's across the board. So
right. Yeah. I'm sure other
have
people will see use cases.
So I have a prompt here that I have prepared, a new form now using a prompt, and we're going to come in, select new, and you'll note first thing that pops up is
draft with Copilot. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's taking for granted that it wants to help you with this. And so I'm going to go ahead, I'll post that in my prompt, and I've only used 635 characters out of 2000, so I can still go on. You can be very detailed. And this is a fairly detailed one. It says, I'd like to create a survey for a group of clinicians to better understand their day-to-day experience managing healthcare records, communicating with colleagues, finding the appropriate equipment and instrumentation, caring for their patients, and completing their professional training and education. I'd also like to understand how they are feeling about the demands on their time in a professional sense, how this is affecting time outside of their workplace, and how they think their time could be better allocated to improve patient care, improve educational and training opportunities, remove stress in the workplace at home. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Could take a long time to build that form, right? I'm just going to click generate. Oh, sit back. I'm working so hard that I'm hardly working. And so it's going through.
Wow, that took like seconds.
So I'm going to say keep it. And you can see here what it's done. Whoops. Is it started off, it gave a title. It took my prompt and turned that into an explanation of it. It's now asking what the professions are of the folks here. What is their specialty? How much time do they spend managing healthcare? I mean, it's put out a very nice report, right? Yeah. And then I can further come in and theme it if I wanted. We'll just keep the existing one. I'm just going to say keep it. And then to collect those responses, it's as easy as coming over here. Who can respond? Anyone actually means anyone. This could be a public facing piece.
Oh, okay.
So I did this with a customer the other day, and I let them fill it out. But you could do that here, if you wanted to, but you can say, who it is or specific people in your org. We're at Microsoft. Then I say I want to copy the link. And then if I paste that in, you'll see there's my completed form. And somebody can come in. I'm a physician. I'm going to say radiologist. How much time do you spend managing more than 3 hours? How often do you communicate with colleagues? Very frequently. How often do you find yourself unable? Very frequently. How much do you spend? More. I'm just going to say this poor person's on the edge of massive overload. How do you think your time could be better allocated? FaceTime.
FaceTime with patients.
Yeah, and so then submit. That's simple. So now, as the person who has created that form, where did I do that? Right here. Now I could come in, I could look at the responses, and it's going to give me a nice breakdown. I can export that to Excel to work with.
Wow.
But it's going to compile all that, and I've got this great information that's readily available, all through Copilot.
That's fantastic.
Pretty
Mike.
cool.
Thanks so much for sharing that.
Yeah,
Really helpful. I think people will be able to start using this today.
I do too, and I'd love to see that happen.
Awesome. Well, maybe people. Great. Well, I
Yeah,
think lots of people have opportunities to get started, get some training, get some great ideas here. So,
grab them, grab each one of these just to let people know when you mouse over the link, if you click that, what it's going to do is prompt you to download the iCal meeting invite, and it'll you download it and open it up, and it'll open up right into your Outlook calendar and add it.
Perfect. Awesome. Can't wait. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, I think we should call it a wrap, and hope everybody has a fantastic weekend.
Yes.
Thanks so much for joining us here at MidDay Cafe. I'm Tyrelle Barnes.
And Mike Gannotti. Have a good one. Ciao.
Take care.
And stop recording.